Welcome to another edition of Progressive Retail. I'm Cory Mosley. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a special edition at NADA 2018. I'm here at the Cars.com booth, and I'm joined by Joe Oliveri. He's Senior Director of Product here at Cars.com, and we're going to be talking about something super progressive that every dealer needs to be tuning into. Joe, thanks for joining the show.
Cory, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we're at NADA. We know what that means, right? It's always the time to announce new stuff and roll out new stuff. Dealers are always looking for better ways to connect with customers, and I'm right here at the Create Connections Fuel Growth section where we're doing this interview. Talk to me about this product, Car Social, that you've recently launched at NADA.
Yeah, we're very excited. First off, thanks for having me, Cory.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're rolling out a new product, Car Social, and what that allows dealers to do is target the Cars.com audience when those consumers aren't on Cars.com and they're on Facebook, and when they're looking at cars or looking at vehicles on the news feed.
So let me ask you a question. We're in this data-driven world, right? So data's coming in, data is king. Everybody wants the data, and there's probably no bigger organization out there that has more consumer data than you guys. Why Facebook? Why Car Social? Why now?
Well, obviously Facebook's a big deal. I know you are big on Facebook. I follow you on Facebook. I don't like a lot of things, but I do follow you on Facebook.
Do you not like the things that I post?
I like everything.
You're a Facebook
I like everything.
stalker person?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, but we all know Facebook is enormous. 2.5 billion users of Facebook around the United States and in the world. And so we felt that the best way that we can do for our dealers is to make sure that we can get their vehicles in front of consumers even when consumers are not on Cars.com.
Okay.
So people spend 4 or 5 hours a day on Facebook in some cases. So what happens
within the 8-hour workday?
Absolutely. we know it is during work. Exactly. But the beautiful thing about this is our data, as you said, is extremely valuable.
Right.
So the only place that you can find Cars.com's audience on Facebook is through Cars.com.
Okay.
So it's different than targeting dealer website traffic on Facebook. What we found in our own testing, we've been testing this for about 6 months or so, is that the Cars.com audience is truly unique versus that of the dealer's website. So 80% of those that come to Cars.com have never been on a dealer's website. So we're really targeting a new audience that the dealer currently is not able to access on Facebook and showing relevant vehicles to those consumers.
So when you talk about the destination, walk me through really quickly the action that the customer takes from being on Cars.com and then how that drives back from the dealer to the Cars.com's dealer page, because you talked about not having a connection to their website. So if they have to change vendors or the manufacturer says, hey, you need to go with another provider, you're not losing that information. Am I hearing that correctly?
Exactly. So this is a little different than what you see out there on the show floor in terms of Facebook products. So a consumer comes to Cars.com, they search for, say, a Honda Accord. They visit a VDP, or even if they only get to an SRP, and then they leave Cars.com, we'll then find that consumer on Facebook and then show relevant Honda Accords in this case for the participating dealers within the program. The consumer, so as they're looking at their news feed, they're looking at friends and family, those sort of things and posts, they would then see those relevant ads and vehicles through a carousel on Facebook within the news feed. They click on that, and then they're taken back to Cars.com to that individual vehicles VDP on Cars.com, and it's a different site than Cars.com typically is. It looks slightly different. It's optimized for mobile. There's no competing dealer ads on this particular page.
They're going to like to hear that.
Absolutely. And the goal of this site is to keep the consumer within the funnel and to drive traffic back down to the dealership store. So what we're seeing is a lot of connections from that site going either back to the dealership site or actually leads being sent.
So how did you arrive at the idea of doing it that way, right, versus how agencies try to do it, or because everybody's in the Facebook game, right? So we all want to catch that wave as soon as before it was Google, now we want to catch the Facebook wave. How did you arrive at this being the best strategy to execute and roll out Car Social?
Great question. Testing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You do ask good questions.
Okay, thank you.
Good questions.
Validation is always good for
I'm here for that.
Like
I'm here for that, Cory. Testing. Lots of testing. So in our testing, we actually tested driving traffic back to the dealer's website as well as driving traffic back to Cars.com. Frankly, we saw better performance driving traffic back to Cars.com, and performance in the sense of a lower cost per click and a higher click-through rate. So consumers were interested in going back to Cars.com and sort of staying within that Cars.com funnel versus going back to the dealer's website.
And, in the ecosystem, we think about this. We know all dealers want to do is sell cars. do you also see a connection between their ability to share that inventory through retargeting? Retargeting is not new, right? It's really the medium that's new.
Correct.
But do you find that they're able to connect that to enhancing the customer experience as well?
Well, I mean, the benefit of what Cars.com's Car Social product does is it's a turnkey solution.
Right.
And so beyond just targeting the audience itself, we're doing everything for you. And so unlike, it's relatively complex in order to get the inventory up to Facebook. They have a specified format in which the vehicles need to be in terms of the data feed, in terms of the photos that's required. So we do all of that for the dealership, so we can easily get the vehicles in the right format, and then we've got a team of experts back at Cars.com who are optimizing those accounts on a daily basis, making sure that we're getting the most efficient cost per click for the dealers, and making sure that we're seeing the highest click-through rate.
Okay, so for anybody that watches the show regularly, now you know my typical question is I want my guests to look into their crystal balls, right? So I can't do the crystal ball today, but what I want to do, Joe, is I want to say to you, what else should people know about Car Social and about what you've launched here today?
Well, one, it extends the dealers.
I mean, you can whisper, but go ahead.
I'll whisper to you. No. I mean, I think the key piece, it's relatively simple. It extends a dealer's reach and gets their vehicles in front of consumers that they may not have been able to reach while on Cars.com, and gets them in more of a passive shopping mode when they're leisurely on their couch looking at Facebook and being reminded of those relevant vehicles that they've seen. So it's relatively simple, but we're seeing really, really good results.
You look excited about it.
I am excited about it.
Is that your excited face?
This is my excited face.
Perfect.
Thanks, Cory.
My guest today, Joe Oliveri. This has been another edition, I should say a special edition of Progressive Retail, exclusively on the CBT Automotive Network. I'm your host, Cory Mosley. Remember to visit us online at mosleyautomotive.com to see how we're making dealers more progressive and profitable. I'll see you next week.